Hey, I went to the toilet plenty of times with no toilet paper.
Wow.
Number one. So I don't want to brag.
Number one.
Well, I was in the nature.
I pissed on a tree without toilet paper. Wow.
Bravo. You could never be a puppeteer.
Mom, my co-hosts are making fun of me again. Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond and Is This Good Companion Pod, where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
I specifically asked you not to do that one.
I know, but I couldn't think of anything else to do.
Well, hello.
And producing the show. She loves everything about The Great Beyond except for the fact that she has to hear the sound of men's voices, Rachel Doyle.
I don't know. I'll raise it somehow, make you sound a little prettier.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
men's
Appreciate
voices.
that. You done airing yourself out over there, Rachel?
It may come off.
None of the Doyles can figure out what the fuck to wear on this show, okay?
Wardrobe
In the
problems.
5 minutes that you were setting up the drive and the record, you put on a hat, took it off, put it back on, put it backwards, took it off, put it back. Rachel's taken off her sweater 17 times. But here we are.
Okay, but one big difference, though, I was getting notes from Rachel going, nope, it's on crooked, it's backwards, it's too thirsty. Oh, now you're trying to be Samuel L. Jackson? I'm like putting it backwards and forwards, and I can't get it. Then I take it off, and I got my wispy nothing hair is just going crazy. So anyway, I'm putting it back on, and now I look like a small boy, a man who's trying to be a small boy. Hello.
Time for
Don't
baseball
let Rachel get in your head. Don't let her get in your head. Okay? She's trying to sabotage you. She doesn't want you to look too good for the ladies out there.
Don't stop with just the ladies.
That's right.
Did anything good or not good happen to you this week?
We're living the life over here, Matt.
Oh, no kids.
Oh, no. We got the kids.
You got kids.
Jackson's
You got kids. Okay.
Jackson's he's still in Paris. He'll be back by the time this airs. Yeah, we got new toilet paper. We upgraded our toilet paper.
Okay.
Rachel just couldn't take it anymore. So she spent $50.
No.
How much did you spend on it?
$30 for 30 rolls.
$1 a roll.
Now, are these where it's a one roll, but on the package it's like, this is actually 2 rolls because it's so thick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really 60 rolls.
Exactly. And I generally will use 1 square, and I'm not exaggerating, because I have my little bidet.
Yeah. Oh. You have like a separate bidet or a Toto?
It's a
Japanese toilet.
knockoff Toto.
Okay. And works well?
Works amazing. I love it.
So you're using the water to clean, and then you're using the 1 square to dry.
And
you're not finding that the square is tearing due to the wetness?
Mm-mm. I kind of pat dry it. It's and it's also just a double check. A double check, you know.
Sure.
Make
Oh,
sure.
right.
Yeah.
The paper is sort of the feeling is evidence of cleanliness, but then the paper is a visual.
I need visual confirmation.
You need visual confirmation.
Before I'm pulling
It's
those
nice to see the airplane bleeping on the screen if you're an air traffic controller, but it's also good to look up in the sky and say, there it is.
You're exactly right.
So you were fine with it, Rachel. What was your complaint?
Oh, I have no complaint. this is not something I do. I always buy the cheapest toilet paper.
Oh.
And then I'm like, none of it is on sale. Mm-hmm. But the last stuff I bought, Angel Soft.
Oh.
What a fucking lie.
We're bleeping that.
Oh, whoops. Anyway, no angel would fucking tear their rectum with that sandpaper. That sandpaper was nasty.
Angel Soft, this brings a whole new meaning to touched by an angel. So they're wiping you?
Oh my God. Awful. Anyway, there's something wrong here. This is not right. Anyway, so I splurged, and I think it's the first time in my life I've ever spent that much on toilet paper. But I was at Costco, and it's amazing how some people will just walk up to it and just grab it. It's not on sale. It's hugely expensive, and they have the luxurious mindset to take care of their anus in style without second guessing it, and I'm impressed.
That's how you know you've made it.
Yes.
When you don't have to think about the price of toilet paper, which $1 a roll is no joke.
50 cents. 50 cents.
Yeah, okay, 50 cents.
I don't think that's that much, considering that. How long does a roll last for? At least a week. So you're spending $2 a month on.
Oh, it
toilet
depends
paper?
on your diet, Matt. Come on, it varies week to week, bro.
Why can't you use the squirty thing in the toilet, Rachel?
It throws me off a bit because I have a vagina, and if things
okay.
mingle, things.
Actually, Rachel, I'll explain that to you.
Yeah. Now,
If the water and things mingle, it's not good. You guys don't have that same issue.
Do you know the pee hole is a different hole in there, Rachel?
I don't think the aim is as accurate as I would like.
right, no, yeah.
I'm sure that anatomically, different people have different lengths of taints as well, so it's not completely fashioned to my area that I want to risk it.
Now we didn't.
You're telling me that you can't adjust this thing for size of taint?
I mean, it wasn't in the instructions.
You absolutely can. You absolutely can. By the way.
I don't think I'm willing to risk it. Anyway.
So you have an insanely large taint? Is that what you're telling us?
Or maybe not big enough, because I don't want to contaminate my lady parts.
You need the perineum plus version. You didn't.
Exactly.
You didn't buy the right thing, and that's on you.
I will say that we did cheap out, like I said, and we didn't buy an actual Toto, which would have been 5 times as much as what we paid for this toilet, which was still pretty expensive.
We spent, $1,000 on a toilet,
Yeah.
but I won't spend $30 on toilet paper.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You're buying a Lamborghini, and you're putting the lowest grade fuel in it. You're
Exactly.
putting ethanol 83.
Exactly.
Is ethanol 83 a thing there in Atlanta? I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Ethanol 83?
E83, because I was driving by a gas station and it was like now serving E83 fuel. And it was like a reputable gas station too, like a mobile. And they said we have a E83, and they put the price up, and gas in California is insanely expensive, and it was really cheap. And I was like, is this good?
Yeah.
Just old fryer oil from the McDonald's
yeah.
and the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, exactly. No, but basically then I was like, Jill, could you Google this while I'm driving? And she said they basically say it's like, it does work, but the money you save, it doesn't go as far.
Right.
So you basically are still losing money.
Interesting.
So, no E83 for me. After doing one Google, I said, where's that from? She said, Car and Driver. I said, Car and Driver? They both agree?
Impressive.
I've never read Car and Driver, but it'd be really funny if they were like, we're
Like Siskel and
reviewing,
Ebert.
The new, Cybertruck. Car gives it an 8, but Driver. Yeah, it's like Siskel and Ebert. Okay, so I'm glad you're taking care of your butts.
Yeah, thank you.
That's one place I will not compromise.
Right.
Oh.
I'm doing, and even within the Cottonelle array of products, I'm going the red super strong or extra strong. I forget what it's called. Always. Everything else is a little. What's that joke? Why did Star Trek go to the toilet?
Yeah. The punchline is...
No, why did Captain Kirk go to the toilet?
Oh, too many Klingons on your anus.
Oh, God.
Yeah, to get the
like
Klingons off your
Yeah,
anus.
that's it.
We went Charmin extra soft, not extra strong. So.
Oh no, go extra strong. You won't be disappointed,
was it
especially
a soft?
especially if there's moisture, water from your Toto down there. Mm-hmm. So that's just a recommendation.
The rains are down in Africa? That kind of Toto? Never mind, sorry.
The,
Never mind.
Hold the line.
With some of the bidets, the add-on bidets, they will sell like bamboo wipes, bamboo sort of cloths that are meant to dry yourself after.
Uh-huh.
No way. I don't have any confidence in that.
Like
whatsoever.
you rewash them in the washing
or
machine?
you just hang it up and then you're using it to dry.
You hang it.
Oh, it's reusable.
Yes. It's the
Well, but then the confirmation as soon as you get confirmation,
Right.
you're not hanging that thing back up.
Exactly.
You don't want other people seeing your confirmation.
Yeah.
That confirmation is for me.
Yeah, we reuse toilet paper around here, folks.
There's that great scene in the show Rome. You ever watch Rome? The
Oh, yeah,
miniseries?
yeah, yeah. Titus Polo, shout out to you.
And there they take a dump in a public bath, and they just basically have a stick that they share, right? Like they just give you like. It's this.
Wait, what do they do with the stick?
They wipe their asses with it. I can't remember if it. It's like just a public stick that they take and they just. I could. Well, I could have dreamt that, but I don't think I did.
I
think
remember
that's-
seeing something on the internet where people would use old corn cobs.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I don't know.
That was a
I don't
dream,
know what
too?
the fuck you're talking about. Well, seriously, think about what you're saying. I mean, pop the corn first. I feel like that would work better. Are you?
So hold on. You're eating the corn cob. Pull yourself together.
Oh, God. Okay, questions. Let's roll. I'm ready.
So you eat the corn cob. You eat the cob off the corn. Or you,
No, they're corn off the cob.
You're right, sorry. You eat the corn, and you have the leftover cob. And what do? Just put them in a basket and take them to your...
And you use it to wipe your head. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what do you do with the cob once it's done? You just throw it. She made a throwing.
I mean, there's no absorption. That's my.
Yeah.
That's why I don't fully understand.
Well, you just use it.
No, I know what you're doing.
Horse.
I know what you do. Though I don't know, Rachel. With your, I was gonna say I have a small taint, so can I use a piece of baby corn?
A peppercorn.
Oh, ow.
Baby corn is not corn, okay? No matter what they tell you at the Chinese restaurant, it's not corn.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Okay, Rachel, I hesitate to ask, but did anything good or not good happen to you this week?
Oh,
Hopefully.
sure. Great ideas abounding. I have a new...
You sure about that?
Yeah, I guess. All right. So, new segment, potentially.
You're the worst, like, self-help professional. Like, just trying to convince themselves, you're having great ideas. Everything's going great in your life. You have no problem.
You don't think I can
As
sell?
she wipes her ass with a cup of fucking corn.
It's it could make an environmental impact, Matt.
Okay, let's hear one of your great ideas, and I will tell you if it's a good idea.
Okay. Okay. So, is this as good as it gets?
That's the segment.
Okay, you didn't tell me what you... You didn't tell me you were introducing a new segment. I literally thought you were just...
Yeah, no. This is a new segment.
me walking into your house and seeing Helen Hunt on the TV screen. Is this as good as it gets?
Nope. It's Twister.
No, it's that movie where she has sex with a paralyzed man.
Oh.
You couldn't tell from the sex with the paralyzed man that it wasn't as good as it gets? Okay, so you have a new segment.
The
I'm
hand has to
helping
go
you
up,
here.
though.
I'm helping you here. You have a new segment. It's called Is This As Good As It Gets?
Yeah.
What is the segment?
This segment is taking well thought of best things and questioning whether they are actually the best. Is this as good as it gets?
So
Okay.
you're like in the cultural lexicon For example,
Oh my God.
The Godfather is the greatest movie of all time.
Okay, I like where you're going here.
Is this as good as it gets? I mean, I don't know. But we're not doing The Godfather.
Not
Wait,
until
so
I've
do you have
actually watched it.
a first
I have some options.
topic for your segment?
Oh yes.
Okay, so let's hear it.
All right. Wait.
I have him here. Would you like
You
to?
have.
She doesn't have.
I can't think of anything but corn cobs near my derriere.
Okay.
Okay.
So JD, do you want to read them?
I'll read them.
Go ahead.
I'll
I'm
read
sweating
them.
profusely.
Okay, the
right
first
now.
one. Here's the first one.
Okay.
American cheese on a cheeseburger. As the cheese on a cheeseburger.
Okay. Yes.
Is this as good as it gets? Or
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
End of
There's no
story.
question.
Okay, that was a
End
great
of
segment,
story.
everybody.
Yeah. Oh my God.
People can be pretty snobby about the cheese, especially in Canada. I find they were like Kraft singles on my cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I mean, I wouldn't say no to a sharp cheddar or something on
But
my.
it's not as good.
It's nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good.
No, I mean you can have like a Gouda. Remember when we went to, or did we go together to the Spotted Pig in New York?
Yes.
Later disgraced as having a lot of sexual impropriety there.
Oh.
But they were very famous for their burger, and I forget what cheese. It was a sharp, like a blue cheese or a
Right.
Roquefort or something like that inside the burger, and they were
Right.
famous for that.
He's so rich.
So I'm fine with that. Like if you have a thing that's great, but just in general, if I'm eating. Okay, like anything from a barbecue at your house, yes, I'd rather have a Kraft single, to a smash burger place, to a diner, yes, Kraft single, to all.
Yes.
Now, but again, if you're a nicer restaurant and you have a good idea, go ahead.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if you're
in general,
experimenting
yes.
and it's a destination burger as it was. Did we have the burger? I feel like we got there the night that we were there, but when I was with you, like the kitchen was closing or whatever.
no, we definitely had them. I mean, I've had the burger before, so
Okay.
either I wasn't there with you,
Oh, okay.
or you don't remember or the burger was not that memorable to you.
Yeah.
But I've definitely had it.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I mean,
Yeah, great. Is this as good as it gets? I like that, Rachel. And I was gonna say I'm gonna steal it, but I guess
No, you don't have to
is
say
our
it.
we're working
shows.
together, bro.
Okay. So we have it. There's two more. We have.
Oh, okay. Wow, there's more. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to. We can move on if you want.
No. Hit me with them.
Hazel, shush.
Shut your face.
Okay. Now this one's going to be controversial. I don't think it's controversial in this room, but
Jesus, put a corn cob in that dog's mouth.
right. She'd love it. Okay, Rachel's gonna go deal with the dog. Okay, so this one now. This is what normies, the lexicon. SNL is the best sketch show. I mean, obviously it isn't, but you know.
It's this. I mean, SNL is the most quintessential sketch show.
Yes.
SNL is the sketch show with the most longevity.
Yes.
SNL is probably the sketch show, or is the sketch show with the most effect on popular culture, I would say.
I would agree with
But is
all
it the
of that.
funniest? No. But how could a show be the funniest when it's A, live,
Yeah.
and B, every single week when you only have a week to write it, and,
Right.
and it covers popular culture? It would be insane if it was also the funniest and
Yes.
best, and it's not. And what is the best? I mean, off the top of my head, obviously I'm going to say Mr. Show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put I Think You Should Leave in there.
Agree.
And then, I mean, what are you putting in? I'm putting Monty Python.
Yeah.
So those are my top three. I mean, I know would you put SCTV in there for you?
Absolutely.
And would you put what are we forgetting? Like Mad TV,
Mad TV,
In Living Color,
I never really watched. What would you say? What was the last one you just said?
In Living Color,
In Living Color, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. All better than SNL.
Fridays,
The Carol Burnett show. The
Carol Burnett show. That's a great one. That was actually live though for the first season, I believe.
Laughing.
Okay. No,
The Muppets. The Muppets.
Go put that in your funkin' wagnalls. Hey, Rachel, funny you should say that. I got some Muppet content for the show.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Well, let's save it. Let's get to the end of
Okay.
this first.
Okay. Last one. Las Vegas, best party city.
No.
Okay. What else you got?
In America or what? In the
In
world?
the world.
No. God damn it. Have you ever seen how hard people party in Europe?
Yes, I have.
And
Absolutely.
especially as you like, well, I don't even know. I was gonna say as you go further east, like the Wild and Crazy Guys.
Yes.
Where were they from?
Kazakhstan, maybe?
No, they weren't from Kazakhstan. But just that stereotype of the Eastern European guy that loves techno and it's like, we come to do party. You know, like wherever that region of the world is.
Right.
People are partying very hard there.
Okay.
And
so Prague,
like the most, I would say, famous club in the world, debauched experience is maybe Berghain in Berlin.
Amsterdam.
So that's Amsterdam. Amsterdam for drugs
Amsterdam is weird, yeah.
But I don't know if it's a party city in the sense of like, I guess, what do you mean by party? A club, a bar, drinking?
Man, all of it, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not. It's even. Is it even the best in America? No, I would if I was going to party. Or I would say New York. Fucking New York City. Fucking Studio 54, baby. Fucking Madonna, Basquiat.
Okay, well, can you name something current, Matt?
I can't.
Exactly.
But I would rather party in New York. I'd rather party in New Orleans. I'd rather party in a city that feels like a fucking city.
Okay. Not a cruise ship in the middle of the desert, which is what Las Vegas feels like to me.
No, that's a great way to put it.
Thank you.
A cruise ship in the driest part of the country.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. I made that up.
So, Rachel, very good segment, by the way. Come up with more.
It's fun. It's a fun one, right?
I got a list of things.
Yeah. So, the Muppets. I saw that. Have you seen that there's a new Jim Henson doc out?
Yes, I have not watched it yet, but I have seen that.
Okay, I watched it last night.
Did you cry?
It's called Idea Man. No, but it made me very wistful for my childhood. Yeah. And also just this, like, every single character, it's mostly about Henson and his personality and his marriage and his kids and then the other people that he had brought in to help out with the puppets and the voices. And so they don't they go into detail into some stuff, like Dark Crystal is a big thing because it was like a big jump for him. And then obviously they do Muppet Show and Sesame Street. But just as they're showing these characters, like every one of them is iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Big Bird, Bert, Ernie, Oscar the Grouch, Snuffleupagus. I mean, that's Muppets. I mean, that's Sesame Street alone. Then you get into the Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to remember some Muppets with me here?
Who's
Name
your
a
favorite?
Muppet.
Who's your favorite?
I mean,
Who's your favorite?
Great question. Swedish Chef.
Oh.
Pound for pound, I think funniest Muppet. Beaker and Honeydew, great.
Yeah.
Kermit, Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Gonzo, Rolf,
So many.
Fozzie. I mean, every single one. There's not a dud in there.
You
You're
said
right.
Rolf as if someone's vomiting.
His name is Ralph.
I thought it was Ralph.
It's not.
Ralph.
It's not Ralph.
It's Ralph.
Really?
It's Rolf.
Wow.
Yeah. Ralph
Ralph.
is a guy that's an accountant. Rolf
Ralph is
is a piano playing dog.
virtuoso on the piano.
Yeah.
God, I heard Ralph since I was old enough to watch it.
I don't think
Maybe
you are
it is
old
Ralph.
enough to
No,
watch it.
I'm wondering.
I'm pretty sure it's Rolf. But anyways,
Okay.
here's my one question after watching this documentary.
Okay.
What was the chiropractic budget on this show?
Because everybody's
I don't understand. Put your hand above your head, okay? How long can you hold it there? Then contort and bend your head down and twist it away so you can look at the monitor to see what the puppet looks like on camera. And then put maybe a can of soup in your hand.
right.
Like a heavy
the weight
big
of
soup,
it.
like a Progresso,
Yeah.
a chunky Progresso
Right.
that feeds a whole fucking family. Put that there. Now imagine that can of soup is just as heavy, if not heavier, but soft. So now squeeze it. So now you're working all these muscles, and then move your wrist back and forth. So
Yeah.
they're doing this all goddamn day. It's insane.
Yeah.
It might be orthopedic surgeon budget, not chiropractic.
But Rachel, if you look at these people, like Frank Oz, let's say, who is Fozzie and a plethora of other characters, this guy is not an athlete. This guy looks like George Costanza.
Wow.
I don't understand. These are some of the greatest athletes of our time, and they need to be studied. And the fact that they show them all in the documentary, and many of them are still alive, like Frank Oz is still alive, or at least was at the time of recording. No, he's still alive.
Well, he's got a couple
they
of
look
days,
fine.
hopefully.
Yeah. Would hate to have to pull this episode, so I'll
God.
just say, Frank Oz, alive the last time I saw him, wasn't me. They're fine. They look fine.
Yeah.
I would just think that they would have so many like muscle joint irregularities.
They're tougher than our generation is now.
This generation could never. That's a good take, Rachel. This generation could never create the Muppets. Why? Because they're not creative enough? Because they're on the internet all the time? No, they don't have the shoulder strength.
Ow.
Like when from the Muppet movie, when it opens in a swamp, a real swamp,
Yes.
and Jim Henson is doing Kermit, and Kermit's sitting in the log, and he's playing the Rainbow Connection. Because it's a real swamp, they put him in this like airtight tube, basically, or like a what's the word for, like a barrel.
Yeah.
And they put him underwater, and they said like it took him like 30 minutes just to get out of it, just because he was so cramped up.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
He did die at 53, but it had nothing to do with the joint pain.
No. He had pneumonia or something like that.
Yeah, but it's like ventriloquists are pussies.
Because they're
the-
only
the-
holding it here?
They're holding it on their lap.
Right.
You're not. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
extending your arm even.
Right.
I cannot emphasize enough to you. These people are standing. Above them is this quote unquote stage where the Muppets set is.
Yeah.
They are outstretching their hand, and then the Muppet is moving back and forth and might be running like they're on their tippy toes practically.
That's why they're in such great shape older, because the job's so physical.
Except that big Muppet, who clearly his entire body was in the big furry fluffy brown
Big Bird?
guy. No.
Oh, Snuffleupagus.
But Big Bird is
No, I'm
one-
talking about on the Muppet Show, that giant
Yeah.
furry guy.
Oh
Big
yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah. What was that? Sweetums?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
it's Sweetums.
He had it made, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? And marionettes are easier too. That's
Right.
just wrist strength, but you're above.
Yes.
You're not doing anything weird. You're above and you're looking down.
It's all
This
gravity.
is-
You're working
This is
with
being
gravity.
it's gravity.
Yeah,
It's
not
taking-
against
yeah.
gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puppeteering. People say old man strength. I'm calling it puppeteer strength from now on. I think it's probably there was 0 clips in this documentary of them sitting in front of the TV just relaxing, pushing like squeezing a stress ball or
Yeah.
pushing one of those grip strength things. Anyways, I was just completely amazed.
Yeah.
Other than that, the documentary is fine.
Okay.
But I just felt like there should have been at least one scene showing them working out or at a masseuse.
Yeah. It's amazing what your body can do when you're on camera, though. There is that, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you know you're being filmed and you're running down the street or whatever, you're not gonna stop running. No matter what happens, you are not gonna stop running. You push through it.
And even like someone holding the boom.
Yeah.
You know, the boom mic? That's hard. I
I've
can't
done
imagine there's like, yeah, I know. I've done it too. Poorly. Very poorly. And I don't know. Do you see people that are like 70 years old holding a boom?
Yeah, it's a great point. Generally, no, I would say.
Googling oldest boom operator in history. But, people that do physical labor,
Yeah.
like, people that work repairing roads or they're all kind of decrepit. They look like an NBA player from the 60s. You know what I mean? Like
It's hard
where
on the
they
body.
hadn't. Yeah, it's hard on the body, and they're hobbling around, but not these puppeteers.
Right.
The joy.
They should be studied.
The joy
They
brought
should
the
be studied.
inflammation down.
They should be studied. Again, not for their creativity.
I think the life of an audio person, just getting back to that, the boom up is the A2, right? So there is second in command. Mm-hmm. And then there's the A1 that's actually recording the stuff. I think the natural progression is you move over to be the person sitting in front of the decks watching
Right.
the levels and stuff.
Gotcha.
You go from holding to pushing the button,
But
sitting down and pushing a button.
Yeah, but physically I think you'd be better off if you just held the boom your entire career, because you just
No, because
last
it's
longer.
not a good mechanical movement.
Why not?
Not natural.
I mean, it's just shoulders above your head. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I don't know. Like digging would keep you in good shape, but it's probably not good for your body to be digging for your whole life.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Anyways, I'm also injured because we just got back from Yosemite.
Oh, yeah.
Or not just, but we got back from Yosemite. Lovely vacation. Thanks for asking.
Well, we had a lot of toilet paper stuff.
We're busy talking about corn cobs, Matt.
Yeah. Hey, I went to the toilet plenty of times with no toilet paper.
Wow.
Number one. So I don't want to brag.
Number one.
Well, I was in the nature.
I pissed on a tree without toilet paper. Wow.
Bravo. You could never be a puppeteer.
Mom, my co-hosts are making fun of me again. Well, if you don't have any questions about it, we can move on. But I saw a lot of beautiful things.
Oh yeah, it looked amazing.
Did.
So
Lovely.
I saw my first rattlesnake
Oh.
okay.
on the trail.
All right.
Ooh.
And I've always wondered, because it makes a rattle, hence rattlesnake. I always wondered, like, well, do you really hear it? Like, or is that just something people say? You really do hear it.
Oh, okay.
Like, when you're near it, it tells you it does not want you to be there. So that, honestly, that was good, because it was on the trail, but behind a rock.
Right.
And, like, in the shade side of a rock. So when I walked past the rock, it started going like, tss,
Wow.
and I did jump very high in the air. But it made me happy to know, like, okay, you really have to try to get kind of close to them.
Right.
Unless you accidentally step or upset them. So that was good. I will say one thing that I loved about this trip was no food. Like I didn't plan any food, because normally, let's say I'm going to a place like place we were talking about, New York, New Orleans, even Las Vegas. To me, food is like a big part of it. I don't want to just get there and be like, oh fuck, where are we eating, and then end up at some shit place. Because to me, what are the evening plans? It's basically going to dinner, having a couple drinks, eating good food. That's kind of the night.
Yep.
I didn't plan a single thing related to food on this trip because there was no food to eat. I mean, you're in a national park. There's nothing worth, planning anything around. There's 2 fancy hotels that are in Yosemite Valley.
Okay.
And one of them is a beautiful room, like. This is, like a log cabin style thing. But it's a buffet. So I'm like, and it's $60 a person. No
Get
thanks.
out of here.
And then the other place, again, the food's expensive. And probably would have been more, actually, just with ordering an app and a main or whatever. But like, I was like, shit. So, okay, we want to see the sunset the night we get there. So we'll be in the park. But then, like, so we have to be able to be somewhere at 7:30 so that we're eating at 5:30, but they don't have a reservation at 5:30, so should we reserve the 6:30? That might be too tight. And I was just like, it's not worth it.
Right.
In another city, you do have that thing where you're like, we have this place that I've really been wanting to go to in New York. The reservation's at 7. You're out, you're having fun at the MoMA or something. You're like, shit, we got to go. And sometimes that does suck because you plan around the dinner. It's like, so it's not worth it. Anyways, it was a real thrill not to think about food for once on a vacation.
So did you have rattlesnake?
No, we respect nature, Rachel. Come on. I
Jesus,
don't
sorry.
need it publicly said what I did to any of the animals in the park that were protected by the government. I unfortunately have to report that I did see people on hikes listening to music on Bluetooth speakers.
What?
I couldn't believe it. In Yosemite, like the hallowed ground of hiking in nature.
That's trash.
People listening to like fucking Blink 182, honestly.
No.
I couldn't believe it. And obviously this happens in LA when I'm going on hikes, but they're either in the city or near the city. Fine. These are amateurs. What am I going to do? Read them the riot act? Maybe they don't know better. And it's it's a city trail, whatever. This is fucking Yosemite.
Headphones if you must, right?
Well, exactly. But you know why they don't? Because if they're hiking with a person, they can't wear headphones because they're like, well, I want both of us to enjoy this music. And then it's also dangerous to wear headphones because you won't hear the rattle of a rattlesnake. Right. And so they just think, oh, it's totally fine to do this.
That's insane.
It's like
insane.
If you want a hot dog, not a hot dog. If you want to hot dog, throw a pass off the glass in the regular season, fine. But this is the fucking playoffs. This is Yosemite National Park. We came to play. Okay, don't fuck around on the trails. Anyways, there was one family that was hiking in front of me, and we kind of kept passing them. Then we'd stop, then they'd pass us. So it kept happening. Oh. And I was like, next time we pass them, I'm going to have to say something. And I didn't, because if the confrontation was just like, hey, how you doing? Because you say hi to everyone you kind of pass on the trail. Hey, how you doing? Oh, good. How are you? Beautiful day, huh? Yeah. Hey, could you do me a favor? I don't mean to, but could you just shut the music off? And if they just said, oh, so sorry, that'd be totally fine. But now do I want a confrontation in, like, I'm alone in the middle of nature? I don't want that.
They're removing
Luckily for
you.
me,
They're completely removing you from the experience every time you fucking hop over them. Like, what? Yeah, that would be maddening.
well, they're obviously not thinking about me or anyone else. Or they're thinking, what's the fucking big deal? So you hear it for 30 seconds as we're walking by you.
Right, but you're saying you're in tandem with them, sort of like.
Yeah. So it keeps happening. But luckily, an old man yelled at them before.
Yes. What happened? How did it go
I couldn't hear.
down?
I just saw him walk by and be like, say something to him, and then be like, oh. And they were embarrassed. They were rightfully embarrassed.
Yeah. Good.
So that's.
That
what
is
else
what
do I
you
do?
need, a crusty old man to put people in their place where he's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I say what I want when I want. And
And you're older than everyone you're criticizing, so
Yeah.
they have to respect you.
yeah.
With me,
They don't have to, but
he could have given me a what for. Okay, I have an is this good question for you based off this.
okay.
We came back and we specifically planned it to go during the week because it's very crowded there. So we were in the park last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Okay.
and then came back late, and then obviously we had the weekend to recover.
Okay.
When you go on vacation, do you like to give yourself a buffer day, or do you maximize every second that you're away, stay till the very last moment, fly back, get in late at night, go to work the next day?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've done both.
I like a buffer.
I like a buffer too, but
I love a buffer.
if it comes to it and I can spend an extra couple of days where I am on vacation, I think I would pick that.
So you pick that over.
Yeah, I'm like at the swim up bar as the cab is pulling up. I'm still in the pool, and the cab
Okay.
is pulling up to take me to the airport. And I'm always the last to get on the plane. And then, yeah, it sucks. The next day sucks, like, for sure. Like, going back to work. Like, hitting the ground
But
running.
then it's not just that day, though, because if you have a buffer day, you can have time to, like, put away your shit from your suitcase and do the laundry and, like, you're kind of starting the week. But I totally get what you mean. Like, especially, I mean, you're talking about you're at the pool bar, whatever. You're at an all-inclusive.
Yeah.
You really need an extra day there or an extra few hours
Well, what am I
doing
doing
the same
at
thing you
home?
did for the last 5 days.
It's more relaxing at the swim up bar than it is sitting at home.
Yeah. But some would say it's not relaxing knowing you got to rush back, then rush back into it.
I'm very good at being in the moment. Very good.
Okay, good.
I'm not.
I think it's more of an argument if you're, let's say,
I'm
in
not.
Europe or something.
Oh yeah, totally. If when jet lag comes into it, yeah, you need that buffer day. But
Oh, well, jet lag on that side, but I'm also saying, like, well, if we stay an extra day, we could see this museum, or we
Yeah.
could go to this restaurant, or we could walk around this neighborhood, or go to this new town, or something.
Totally,
And
yeah.
it's far. We're not coming back.
Yeah.
But I think I'm always happier with the buffer day. But
Right.
that's just me.
so getting back real quick before we move on,
Yes.
you said you didn't plan any meals.
Yes.
Well, what'd you eat?
Just garbage. Literally. So we had Pop-Tarts in the morning. That was breakfast.
Yes.
Like in your room?
Yeah, Pop-Tarts in the room.
Okay.
Well, here, if you want to know, open the pack. One Pop-Tart. Shout out to you, Jerry Seinfeld. And pop one, eat it in the room,
Yeah.
and then bring the second one for the car because it's about like a 30-minute drive
Oh, smart.
into the park. So that now
smart.
your energy's up
Okay.
Right.
for the
Yeah.
hike. On the trail, we are eating Haribo's for energy.
Oh.
Candy.
Okay, get out of here.
We're eating like a sandwich.
Okay.
I mean, the first day we went on a 17-mile hike with
Damn.
about 4,000 feet of elevation. Like,
Wow.
We burnt a lot of energy.
Okay.
Nice.
What else were we eating on the trail? And then, I mean, at night we were... Oh, so in Yosemite there are fast casual places, I would
Right,
say. So, like,
right.
we had, like, a shitty pizza one night
Yeah.
after a hike. We had a fried chicken sandwich. I mean, the food, it was fine, but,
Yeah.
again, not worth planning any time around.
We didn't plan. We only reserved Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dinners when we went to Europe. We're
Yeah.
like, fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we kind of got screwed in certain. Like we made no plans, no itinerary at all.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. What are you talking
It was
about?
actually really good, except that when we got there, there was I think I talked about this before, but we had like you couldn't get tickets to the Van Gogh Museum.
Right.
Like, because it was 3 weeks in advance, you had to reserve tickets, which
Yeah, that would have been.
when I was last there in 1991 wasn't a thing, right?
Is that what you told them?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I said, well, I was just here and I didn't need to go. Oh, really?
What
when
happened?
was that? 1991.
So the kids didn't get to see the Van Gogh Museum. Big
Well,
whoop.
more importantly, I didn't get to see the Van Gogh
Yeah.
Museum.
Yeah, well,
So
we'll go back.
That's on me.
We'll go back.
I know, I'm totally fine with a spontaneous trip like that. I'm just saying that it does annoy me when I go to a place and let's say there's like 5 restaurants that I really would love to go to where I know the food's going to be amazing, the ambiance is going to be great, drinks are good, and then I'm like, oh, you can't go to any of them because it was last minute. And then I'll just be like, oh, should we just go? Should we just go really early, see if we can get in, walk in? You know, then it ruins. That's all I'm thinking about.
That's
No,
true.
that's a good
That
point.
makes
for it.
sense.
Some planning.
All right, so quick housekeeping. Sorry to interrupt you, JD, but
No.
everyone loves this is the best part of the show.
Oh, sorry.
I really
yeah,
didn't want
I
to,
can't
you know,
believe it's been this long before we got to it.
Well, it's 41 minutes in and the show's starting. What is this? The movie Hitman starring Glenn Powell?
God, don't get me started. Oh, by the way, I watched Unfrosted. We watched Unfrosted.
Okay.
Very fun.
I loved it. I
Me
don't know
too.
what
Oh, you
everybody's
loved it?
complaining about.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I thought it was
Okay.
great. But anyways,
It's fine.
it's cute. It's
I'm
just
curious to
nothing.
hear what you say. Okay, maybe we'll talk about Hitman at the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay, because I don't know if everyone's seen it. #1 movie on Netflix. Everyone's seen it. Quick housekeeping. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/isthisgood where you will get ad-free episodes, access to our thriving community on Discord. It's so thriving that while I was away, I barely had any reception. That was another nice thing. Now, I didn't know if I didn't have reception because I was in the remote wilderness or because I was on T-Mobile.
You just recently switched.
But either way, I did not really have phone reception for 4 days, which was very nice. But all that to say, when I came back, I opened the Discord, and I was like, whoa, I'm never catching up on this
I
thing.
know. It's hard to keep up with now.
That's how thriving it is. No, but it's not too much. If you're listening, well, I don't want to join the Patreon because that sounds like too much. It's not.
No.
You're thinking of the No Dunks Discord.
That's
this
a
is-
lot. That is a
That's
lot
too
going
much.
on over
That's
there.
too much.
It's also great, though.
Stop shitting
would
on
I-
No Dunks Discord, guys.
Would I love our
talking
show to be
please.
popular enough that we had that many people that it made it bad? Yes. I would like us to become so popular that the Discord is bad.
Yes.
But right now is a great time to get in because the Discord's great. And you'll get an exclusive episode every month, which is coming out next week. So let's say you join the Patreon, you can join the Discord. There is a thread on the Discord called AMA. That stands for Ask Me Anything. You can put your question in there and we'll answer it on the show.
Yeah. And get
Easy peasy.
personal. Get crazy with it.
Get crazy
Like,
with it.
literally
Not
ask
too
us
crazy.
anything.
I'm not
Yeah,
measuring my taint, though.
Yeah.
Not happening.
You've heard this woman speak on the show. She will answer anything,
Yeah.
even if you didn't ask.
Yep.
Send topics for future shows to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe to Is This Good on YouTube. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. What did I have? I had some things I want to tell you. Oh, well, JD, I had a It Happened to Me moment, which I know has happened to you because I've been there when it's happened to you.
Oh, good. Okay.
It happened to me. I was the oldest man at a bar.
Aw, adorable.
Oh, isn't
Yeah.
that cute? Where
Saturday night.
was
Saturday
this?
night.
Oh, this Saturday. So it's back in LA.
Yeah, back in LA.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah. Jill's friend's birthday. And this friend is younger than Jill.
This is what happens
Obviously,
when you
Jill
have a
younger than
younger
me.
partner.
And oh boy, it was jarring. It was like a dive bar, but like one you could kind of dance at. And so we're driving by trying to find parking. Jill's driving, and because we had to go somewhere first, and as we're trying to find parking, we drive by, and I'm like, holy fuck, is that the bar? There's a huge lineup. I mean, first indication that you're gonna be old in a place is there's a lineup outside. And so I'm like, oh, stop. Like, one of us better get out of this car now and get in that line or else
Right.
we're never getting in.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm driving, so you should do it. I'm like, oh, yes, of course. So I get out and I go stand in the line. And I like looking behind me. I'm looking in front of me. I'm like, wow, these people are very young. And I knew I was the oldest man at this bar
Yeah.
because, and this is a dead giveaway, the door guy was actually nice to me.
Oh,
Like,
hello, sir. Good evening.
hello, sir.
Can I take your cane? Or your walker.
Like, normally we're just so used to like as if the door guy is the grand poobah in a fascist regime where we're dependent on him for the scraps of food he throws off his chariot as he walks by,
Right.
Like we're just like, oh, thank you, sir. Sorry, sir. Yes, I'm in line. I'd like to get in. So Jill still wasn't there as I got to the front of the line.
Oh.
And I'm calling her. I'm like, are you close? Because like I'm about to get to the front and like I don't, and she's like, I'm coming. I just parked. I'm walking over. I'm like, run. Anyway, she's like, I can't. We just hiked 17 miles of Yosemite. So I get to the front and he's like, ID. And I'm like, I show it to him. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. My girlfriend, I'm just waiting for my girlfriend. Do you think, we could still get in? Because she's, not here yet. And he's like, yes, of course. If you just stand here, sir, I'll get you in right away when she comes.
I'll help you up the stairs.
Get this man a chair, quickly.
Like it is ADA wheelchair accessible, sir. But you know what? Then I walked in, and I after my first oh god, this doesn't feel good. It honestly felt good. I felt vital.
Did you limp?
And the music, I knew the music they were playing,
Okay.
not because it was new, because they're playing old music.
Oh, perfect.
Did you limp in because of all the hiking as well?
Yeah, no.
Good.
I was totally fine. And I honestly have the privilege of, do I look like I'm 20? No, and nor do I want to. But do I look like I could be in my 30s? Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
So it's like, to the people looking at me, they're not necessarily thinking that's the oldest guy in this bar.
Right.
But I'm looking out with the wisdom and the gravitas
Exactly.
of being an elder statesman in this place. And I enjoyed it. It's a good feeling.
Do you have any gray in that beard?
I
I don't see any.
No, I have some in the sides of my hair.
Gotcha. Nice.
But there's some people in their 30s that are fucking bald.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
You're doing well.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. And, enjoy the elder statesman portion of your life here because it happens overnight where it's pathetic that old guy is in this bar. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, I do
Creepy.
know what you mean.
Creepy, actually.
it's weird and it's off-putting and we don't want him here. So, yeah, but you just have to ride it out. You won't know until it happens, and it will happen. But
So when do you feel like you got to that point?
well, I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
What
kidding.
is that vitamin shake they give to old people? Because
Insure? Boost?
When they served him
Geritol?
Insure, it was time.
An Insure and vodka?
On ice, please.
I think it's creepy if you're maybe going in with your boys or something like that. But
Yeah,
just there with my girlfriend and her friends, it wasn't weird. I wasn't leering, looking around.
It doesn't matter.
it's
It
the
doesn't
same.
matter.
It's the same.
They assume that you're leering. That's the thing. All you have to do is just be there, and it's just like, ugh, whose grandpa is that? Like, what is he doing here? Is that the owner?
It is true because I did. I was waiting in line for a bathroom, and there was a woman behind me, and I did try to read the pin on her denim jacket, and I did have to be like, what? But it was because it said, fuck, what did it say? It said. Okay, so first all I could see was the body of Christ.
Okay.
I was like, okay, wow, this trad Catholic trend that I'm hearing about has really spread, all right? But I'm like, that seems weird. Why would she be wearing that pin? And then I looked closer and it said, the body of Christ has AIDS.
What?
I don't know.
Wow.
Okay.
It's a statement piece. I don't know, a commentary on maybe the Catholic Church's
Sure.
treatment of homosexuals during the AIDS crisis? Yeah. I don't know. But we wore pins in our time too.
We did.
You were puzzled.
We said no nukes. None of them.
Yeah.
The kids are all right. Or are they? Here's an article from Business Insider.
Oh, jeez.
Headline. Some Gen Zers, that was one of my best segues. Some Gen Zers are bringing their parents to job interviews. It may not be as bad as it sounds.
No.
That's terrible.
What? No,
Sorry.
what?
It's not. It is as bad as it sounds.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Two things perk my interest. One, what? People are bringing their parents to job interviews? Second, it might not be as bad as it sounds. Oh, can't wait to hear how they justify this. So this is a survey of 1,428 U.S. Zoomers. 70% said they had asked their parents for help during their job search. Okay, fine.
Sure.
26% said they had brought a parent to a job interview. Okay, now I'm confused. For the Gen Zers who said they had a parent at an in-person interview, 37% said they had come into the office. 26% said the parent physically sat in the room while the interview took place. 18% said their parent introduced themselves to the hiring manager. 7% said their parents even answered questions for them. For those that said they had a parent near them during a virtual interview, 71% said the parent was off camera. Weird, but fine, I guess.
Yeah.
While 29% said their parent was visible on camera. That is...
God.
Okay, so if you want to know why this isn't bad. Okay, so it says, having a parent in the interview may alleviate the stress and anxiety associated with being interviewed. Gen Zers might feel like having a parent present can help them be more relaxed.
That is not
what?
a good
That's
thing.
That doesn't make it sound not as bad.
That's terrible. They have to learn how to relax themselves and take this shit on.
Yeah. I mean,
That's not good.
So my question is, are you going to be going to job interviews with your
not
sons?
in a million years. That's the perfect way for him not to get hired, to think he's fucking got some crazy ass parent or the person hiring calling them up and harassing them about how their baby's being treated. No, that kid's not
Who
getting
knows
hired.
better how much of a special boy they are than you, though?
Oh
That's
my
true.
God.
was there a percentage of these applicants with their parents in the room that actually got hired?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a plus? Is it seen as a...
I don't know.
could
This
it
is one
be?
of those like self-reported surveys, so
Right,
who
right.
fucking knows?
Nonsense.
I mean, obviously this stems from this idea that like, though people said the same thing about millennials, right? They said that we were like very codependent with our parents, helicopter
They
parents.
did, yeah, that's true.
So people are saying that about Gen Z. Now, I will say there was a pandemic, and I don't know exactly
100%.
the research, but I know that attendance dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I know that reading scores dropped, math scores dropped. So
Maturity dropped.
and then just anecdotally, maturity or whatever, communication skills dropped because people were just at home with their parents. So maybe they're like, the only people I know how to spend time with now are my parents, so they better come to this interview. It's still not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
But I don't understand how, if you were a hiring manager, presumably you are not Gen Z, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck is
Oh, totally.
going on here? This
Yeah.
is
It's weird.
insane.
It's actually weird. And
yeah.
yeah.
And what about like this? Even just the idea of like, I suppose anyone having a job interview. Like if I had a job interview, I could have Jill off to the side, writing notes like.
That's true.
When a detective has a suspect on the phone and the other detective's listening, and he writes on paper like, ask him where he was Wednesday, 7 p.m. But it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's unfortunate.
That's like next level codependency.
yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that the pandemic, it did have an effect on people. I think it did stunt people's development who were, 14, 13 at the time when they should have been in middle school. They should have been in a very important developmental portion of their lives, being with other people and being stressed out, and your body is revolting on you because it's changing, and you need to go through that awkward socialization. Not to be the old man here, but
No, I mean, you're right. I don't know. It's weird. And also, it might not be happening. Who knows?
Yeah,
Though
that's true,
I mean,
too.
it was in
It
like
sounds
I was like, is
outrageous.
this a weird? No, that was like Business Insider. It was on the Hill. It was in the L.A. Times.
so what? That's they. This is the
I know,
state
they
of
all
journalism.
aggregate
They all
and
just
find-
aggregate the same story.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know, but there's at least one person out there that brought. Hey, Will Ferrell in Step Brothers brought
That's
John C.
exactly-
Riley to his
that's
interview.
exactly
Or
what
did John
popped
C.
into my
Riley
mind.
bring Will Ferrell to his interview? I don't remember. And it worked out great for them.
it really did. It really did.
they're
Do
totally
you want to
gonna-
talk about the 2024 film Hitman on
Sure.
Netflix?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, we will probably do spoilers. Yeah, we're going to do spoilers.
We're definitely going to spoil it.
Not that there's much to spoil, but all right, this movie is 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's critics' score. 93%. This is one of the greatest fucking movies of all time. Rachel, is this as good as it gets? No, because Greg Kinnear's not in it.
That is so true. What a great actor.
I went into this movie completely blind. Like I
Okay,
had read
good.
nothing, seen nothing. I barely looked at the picture of it when it was on. I just saw that it was there. I don't know. Is it Glenn Powell? I don't know that. I don't know that guy. I know Linklater, obviously. So, I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely intend to watch this. And then you texted last night and were like, have you seen it? I'm like, yeah, let's just watch it. And then I watched it. And then I just checked Rotten Tomatoes and saw the score that you just said. And I'm like, am I taking fucking crazy pills? Like,
Okay,
and there's something fucking wrong with me?
And it's a
Thank you, because
comedy? What?
I felt insane the entire time. I can't tell you how much I was looking forward to this. I love Richard Linklater.
He's great.
Not to be a Bill Simmons, but he's a top 5. I don't. Who else is in my top 5? I don't know, and you don't need to know.
Right.
Slacker, Dazed and Confused, Waking Life, Before Sunrise, School of Rock, Before Sunset, Boyhood, Before Midnight, Everybody Wants Some, which introduced Glenn Powell to the zeitgeist.
Okay, I have not seen that yet, but okay, yeah.
I fucking love Richard Linklater. Mm-hmm. And I like Glenn Powell. I don't know if I'm on the Glenn Powell train, and this is because we talked about wait, why don't we talk about Glenn Powell?
It came up with
now.
Matt O'Brien, I think. Were we talking about Glenn Powell?
Anyways, it's not important. But oh yes, because I was talking about the romantic comedy with Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
Not with Matt O'Brien. And I was saying when he does kind of silly, it's not great. Mm-hmm. But then some movies I really like him, so I don't know. I don't know where I am on you, Glenn Powell. I like you. You have a winning smile, and you co-wrote this movie, which is kind of cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
But this movie fucking sucks.
It's bad. It's actually bad.
Lincoln said it was trash.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it a bit, because I have a couple questions for you. So it starts where it's supposed to be like this mild-mannered, boring-ass guy, right?
Yeah.
And we need to set that up so that later when he becomes a hitman, we're like, wow, again, pretending to be a hitman,
Right.
I should say.
Yeah.
We're like, it's crazy. But he also has a job where he goes on stakeouts. So I don't know, that's kind of cool and not something a super boring homebody would do, but whatever. So he gets upgraded, promoted to basically being the hitman instead of the guy listening in on the wiretaps, right? So we need to see the first scene where he goes in and pretends to be a hitman, right? That scene is important.
Yes.
Then we see him do it 6 more times before we meet the character that sets the movie into fucking motion.
Yes, but wasn't it hilarious?
No.
To see
It wasn't.
Glenn Powell wear a wig? Because people are charmed by this. That's what I don't understand.
Right, yeah.
People are like, oh, it's so great. It advances the plot nothing. And it's the same scene over and over.
Uh-huh.
He meets a guy.
Yeah.
He says, I'd like you to kill my fill in the blank here. Then it wipes with the newspaper style effect that's like Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor. And then the person that he's just met is in prison.
Yeah.
It's the same scene, the same pacing over and over and over again. And I kept being like, are these people going to come back into this movie?
Yeah.
Only the first person comes back. The only one necessary scene, the first time he pretends to be a hitman, that guy comes back because we see him at the trial. And then the woman that offers him his boat comes back because he's also at that trial, which I would argue, I don't know.
Why would he be at the trial? Anyways.
Either of that.
Yeah.
So it's just so plodding. And I'm like, when does the movie start?
Right.
So then he finally meets her about 30 minutes in. I checked because I was like, Jesus, what's going on here? But in that scene, all he does is he meets Adria Arjona. Adria Arjona. That's just 2 different ways to pronounce that name. Hopefully one of them is correct.
Sure.
But in that scene, all that happens is he basically convinces her, hey, keep your money, start a new life, leave this man. You don't need a hitman, because he's basically protecting her from going to jail.
Yeah.
But then another 15 minutes passes till the actual movie starts, where she invites him out to this dog adoption thing.
All right.
And now he has to, because he has a crush on her, pretend to be a hitman. Right. That's the movie. Yeah. That's the plot of the movie. A mild-mannered man who works for the cops, pretending to be a hitman, suddenly gets caught in his own lie, and it's a fish out of water story.
Right.
That's the movie, correct? Is that not the movie?
That's the movie.
Right.
You got it. Yeah.
But there's so much other shit happening with other different tones. It's like screwball, oddball comedy where it's like man in wigs. Mm-hmm. Then it's basically like a film noir. And this is the other thing I didn't understand. I guess in the middle, you could say it's a rom-com. No com. And
Zero com.
no rom either.
Yeah.
The female character, Madison,
Yeah.
one of the most thinly written portrayed characters. Like, we don't know anything about her.
Oh, I
She's
mean,
just hot.
And a
she is that.
somewhat
I have to
sociopath.
say.
Sure.
And well, that's the other thing. I mean, this movie is getting a lot of praise because it you can't tell what genre you're watching, and I'm like, pick a genre. Like, I think it could have worked as a noir and maybe like a dark comedy.
Yeah, it could have worked. Like a Gross Point Blank, or I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. That just came also about a real hitman, I suppose.
Yeah.
Also, action. People are calling it an action comedy. Is there a single moment of action in this movie?
Zero
No,
action.
there's really
a
not.
gun is pulled on a guy once.
Yeah,
That's it.
so there's zero action in it.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so she is a femme fatale, right? Like, because I thought Ron, who is the Glenn Powell character,
Yeah. His alter ego.
his alter ego, he's a mark, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
she murders her husband for the insurance money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Either realizes that she could like pin it on him, or he could help her, do this scheme.
Yeah.
And she poisons Jasper.
Yeah.
Like the guy that finds them out.
Well,
another
she
cop.
drugged
Anyway.
him. She
Yeah.
doesn't poison him.
Yeah, but that's my point. Oh, she just happened. Like, she knows what she's doing the whole time.
Totally. Yeah.
She pretends to be all innocent. Then she has a gun.
Yeah.
Show me how to use it. Kills her husband for the insurance money. Kills this cop that is gonna find them out. Glenn Powell's suddenly like, yeah, I'll suffocate this guy to death.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm a good guy winning cool character in this movie. I'll kill a guy.
It would have made
And
more
then-
sense if she had just killed him. And I thought that's where they were going with it. She was going to do him.
Kill Glenn Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, double cross him.
Yeah.
Yeah, film noir style. Like, she's the femme fatale. She's got to double cross him at the end and keep the insurance money for herself. But in the end, no.
Just a happy family.
Glenn Powell just kills a man for her, and then they're like sitting around. The next scene is them sitting around a table with their kids, laughing.
It's actually disturbing, and I don't want to be like the old man who is like icked out by this, but he puts a plastic bag over the guy's head. Meanwhile, and they drop a line. They say, "Oh, this guy's misogynistic and he's racist and stuff." We have not seen him be either of those things,
No.
really. I mean, he's a scumbag for sure, but
Yeah.
but whatever. But even still, you're telling me that this cop who has discovered that you murdered a guy, right?
He's
like
the bad
by
guy?
doing actual police work. Okay, so she drugs him, and then then the lead character puts a plastic bag over his head, doesn't even strangle him, just lets him die with this plastic bag over his head, and eats out his girlfriend while the guy's dying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
That's fucking disturbing. You can see him in the frame sucking his last breath while Gary is sucking off his girlfriend.
In a sense, they were both suffocating.
And it's like a celebration of romance in the end. Like, what?
I know, it's very cute. Also, this is based on a true story.
Well,
Gary
how
Johnson is a
much
real
of that?
person. No, but it's not. That's the point.
Yeah.
There was a guy who, was a professor and who also worked part-time for the cops, and then, whatever. I've Instapapered it to read the story because I'm actually excited to read the real
The actual
story.
story. Yeah, for sure.
But none of the plot twists are real.
No.
So, also a fucking weird thing.
Right. It's sort of Fargo-esque, right? To be like, this is based on a true story.
But Fargo is all fiction, isn't it?
It
And
is,
they're
but they say
that
that
for-
the
But this
events-
is a real guy. Gary
I know,
Johnson's a
it's-
real person.
I know.
So this is an action a movie with no action, a comedy with no laughs,
Yeah.
a romantic comedy with one character you've no idea who the fuck she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Fuck is it? And this is 97% people. It's okay to say a movie is bad. There will
yeah.
be good movies that we can say are good.
what-
This is not a good movie.
Why is it so rated? Is it because it's Linklater and they're just like, okay, well, there must be something behind this. There must be something that I'm missing here, maybe. I don't
think
know.
people like Glenn Powell. They want him to succeed. People
Okay.
like Linklater.
Sure.
I think it's a tough time at the movies, so anything that's not shit, people want to tell you is good. Like, but stop making us feel like we're fucking crazy
Yeah.
for like. So, part of this movie is trying to tell you that the lead character Glenn Powell is so funny and so charming that you will enjoy 20 minutes of the film that have no
Yeah.
plot at all and nothing to do with the movie, nothing that ever comes back, just watching him dress up as a scumbag biker,
Yeah.
dress up as the guy from American Psycho,
Yeah.
It was very confusing.
dressed up as a weird European that is gay coded. Like, why? None of these were funny. And then, by the way, after those 6 scenes where they're establishing, like, again, rule of 3 here. Show me 3 times he did it,
Yeah.
maybe, just to be like, he's getting good at it. Mm-hmm. Even after they do it 6 times and we do meet Madison and the movie, quote unquote, starts to go, we still see him going to meet other people to do this murder for hire entrapment thing. The plot has already started fucking finally. We don't need to get sidetracked to see one scene of a guy shooting clay pigeons. Like,
Right.
I don't understand.
But wigs are so funny.
I didn't laugh fucking once in this
I was
movie.
also very.
And
like,
I love Richard Linklater. I need to emphasize that.
that whole conversation with his ex about how people can change as well. Where are they going with that? Like, he didn't change? He was always a sociopath? Or he did change?
Oh,
and
he
he's-
did. I guess the argument of the movie is, like they say, act as if in that scene. So he has acted as if he is Ron, this cool guy, and eventually he becomes a cool guy that
Can
is married to
kill
a
people,
murderer,
and that's so
and he
cool.
also murdered someone,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know anything about her, and we don't know anything about her, and they're living off the insurance money. Okay.
Happily Ever After. It's the new Happily Ever
Very
After.
strange. Very strange.
Maybe they'll make a Disney. Maybe it'll be on the Disney
Anyways.
Channel.
This would be a movie that we would never talk about on this show,
No.
because it would be like another shitty Netflix movie. And I'd watch it and be like, all right, that was past the time on a Sunday when I was bored,
Right.
and it was fine. But I'm sorry, we have to talk about it when 97%, it says 97%. Like, I didn't go through and name you movies that this movie is better than on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm sure we would come up with a lot that'd be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
How many people watched it? Maybe there's only 10.
It's the number 1 movie on Netflix, but
Oh,
they don't
Jesus.
really release. I mean, they've started releasing the numbers. We won't know for sure. And I'm sure that it's doing well.
Oh, it's doing very well.
I just
I mean,
don't-
I think they bought it for $20 million, and I think no one else wanted to buy it. And they did release it in theaters, which Netflix doesn't even normally do.
Yeah.
I mean, if I saw it in a theater, would I? No, I wouldn't. I've been in plenty of theaters with shitty movies where people are laughing, and it doesn't make me automatically laugh.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this was a bad movie. It was
Very
not.
bad.
And I just, again, I felt like I had to talk about it because I was curious what you'd say, and I was hoping that you wouldn't like it just because I want to stop feeling insane.
Yeah. No. Rachel was like, "Do you think Matt likes this?" I'm like, "No fucking way he liked this movie."
Well, isn't that the danger, though, when I tell you to watch it, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
totally.
hey, I don't know. I didn't want to say it. And to my credit, when I said, did you get the impression that I liked it or didn't like it? No, you didn't.
I didn't-
You
I
didn't know
didn't.
what I thought, right? I just
Yeah.
said, did you watch it? Do you want to talk about it?
No. Yeah.
All right, join us Monday. We have a new episode of Is This Good coming out with Joe Quizala, who's super fucking funny. I'm so excited to have him on the show. You can email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Obviously, if you haven't, go back listen to the Matt O'Brien episode. He was super funny, like
Right.
fit right in. Charming Canadian fella, living in LA, but very, very funny. And yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Rachel, anything else before we go?
Nope.
All right, this was JD, Matt, and Rachel
wait,
reaching
wait.
out from the Great B.
Hold on. Have you
On.
seen this Oilers fan who flashes the crowd?
No, go on.
That's all I got. Well, here's the thing. She flashes the crowd, right? She Oilers win. Oilers are on this big Stanley Cup run here, and I guess Oilers win, and she went viral because she flashes the camera, or she flashes whatever, like
Titties?
yeah.
Oh, man, that's maybe fine for ESPN, but up in Canada on the CBC,
I know,
we
right?
don't like that.
Yeah,
that's public broadcasting.
Here's the thing, though. Every single clip I've seen, it's censored, and I kind of went on a little bit of hunt to see the uncensored breasts, and I couldn't find them. It's weird, right?
You're upset. Come on, Internet.
It's like
If Don Cherry's still around, he'd be like, good to see a nice Canadian pair of tits. Enough with these European tits. They're soft. And Ron McLean's like, Don, don't you want tits to be soft? I like a good pair of hard tits going hard in the corners. Bowango!
Exactly.
Alrighty then. Well, this was JD, Matt, and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond, and we'll see you next week.